up, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I am Joseph R. Wheeler, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Welcome, welcome, welcome live, where we strive to give y'all the best as we glide through these ATL metro area streets. And I talk to each and every last one of y'all from all over the world, and I do mean the world, because we got fans everywhere. I mean everywhere. I was checking my stats today. Hope y'all can hear me over the wind. I gotta listen area. You know, sometimes you just don't want to cut on the air, because it's one of them weird fall days where it's like, it ain't hot, it ain't cold, but it's breezy enough to be cool and wear this jacket I got on. It looks good too, don't it? I love this jacket. It's one of my favorites. If you go back to my LA footage, you'll see me wearing this. If you go back to way back in some of my fishing videos, I've worn it. But this is one of my classics. This is one of my classics that I customized, proudly customized. It's actually a Nike jacket, but I put patches on it, covered up the swoosh and put my own patches on it. Shout out to the Legacy, my dad's original company for the outdoors, the outdoor experience. And then Bass, for all my anglers that know about this life, this outdoor life. Yeah, we about that. So anyway, this is one of my favorites. And then of course, this is one of my favorite fitted caps of all time. This is what restarted my whole collection. This one cap that I keep in near mint condition at all times, because it's such a classic. And I put my little guy on there from Looney Tunes, Marvin the Martian. Got some more cosmic vibes with that tour rocket ship peeing on the back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because we do our own thing. We do our own thing. Yes, we do. But yeah, y'all, just wanted to go live and shoot the breeze with y'all as I do. You know what I'm saying? You can feel this ONYXCON style moment. Add that to the style. Then we're going to talk about the fitness. Did you do your push-ups today? Have you got to walk today? Have you drank your water today? Do all the above and you can live a long time. A long time. That's my goals. Hope that's your goals too. Thanks for the thumbs up, folk coming in the door correctly. I appreciate you. Who is it? Must be one of my Monetization Nation subscribers. Only the subscribers come correct and be putting the thumbs up, showing love. All the rest of them, they just be looking and hating and wishing they were you, and just, I don't know what's wrong with them. They don't say nothing. They just sit there. They stew in their own stuff, and I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, yo, I was watching, let's do a little entertainment news. I was watching on Netflix that new Beverly Hills Cop with the legend Eddie Murphy and Axel Foley. It was actually better than I thought it would be, and I heard it was good. And I'm late to the party for Netflix in general, so y'all gonna hear me do reviews and talk about a lot of stuff that people been knowing about on Netflix, because I'm getting to it later, because I ain't got no shame in being a budget content creator. It's like, yo, until our budget is right, this is why I always keep saying, you know, mine is in real numbers. Like when I tell y'all to subscribe, it's real. Like once we get monetized, it's real. Then you'll see more, like on time, when it's relevant to when it first dropped and all that. But I don't give a darn about being the first one to talk about anything if I can't afford whatever it requires to see that thing or play that thing. You know, when it comes to games coming out and everybody's all rushing to be in the first week of it dropping and talking about it, I don't care if I talk about it 2 years from now, if that's when I could afford it. I'm gonna teach you how to be logical. That's nothing we're gonna teach you here at ONYXCON. We're gonna teach you how to be logical and not to feel don't feel any pressure, societal pressure or anything. All that fear of missing out conversation, man, that'll have you broke, in debt, all kind of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not adding any other credit debt just so I can be like, oh, look, I did the first review of such and such game or what. Man, please, I'm here. I did it whenever I could get to it. Hold on. Yeah, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I'm here. I did it when I get to it. As simple as that. It's gonna happen when it can happen, and that's how it's gonna happen. If it happens at all. That's the way you ought to. That's a good advice. What I just said, live by that, and you'll see differences in your situation. Even if you're in the struggle, like all of us real artists out here that, you know, got to build ourselves up and get there bit by bit. You know what I mean? It ain't no game. It's serious. And as I speak to you right now, y'all know I don't hide. I'm transparent because I want to be inspirational. I want to be that inspiration to other artists that are going through what I'm going through. Other artists that, ain't got the perfect cushy job with all the benefits and everything. Because a lot of times we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? To all my artists who, and not just artists, but anybody who could relate to that. To getting it how you can, to try and make it how you live it. Like folks say, get it how you live it. You getting it how you can with the intention of getting it how you live it. Like you want to live fly and stuff, but you may not have all of the attributes to do all that just yet, but you got something. So you put everything you do have into the pot and you cook up a marvelous meal and call it a life. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I like to encourage folk who might be at those different crossroads in life, or going through things. People who live real life, not this farce that is often on social media where people be perpetrating and pretending to have more than they have or doing more than they do. I'm big on, enjoying life and being fly when you can and enjoy. But like I just said, like I was talking about this jacket, like somebody might say, oh, that's a damn nice jacket. I get compliments on this every time I wear it. I get compliments on the hat too. And I love to tell people, yeah, I appreciate it. I love this. And this is one of my favorites. And I've had this thing forever. I like to put that date on it. Why? Because I know in this culture we living in, sometimes some people think everything that looks really great has to be brand new and all that. No, I just know how to take care of stuff. If you know how to treat your stuff, it lasts for a long ass time. As simple as that. Like, and people need to learn to do that more than just be so throwaway. Like they just get fly stuff, tear it up, wear it up, and toss it as quick as they got it, and then on to the next debt. Because half the time they can't even afford half all this stuff, trying to stay so fly, trying to stay so ahead of trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's all I'm saying. Don't. Is your last name Jones? Mine isn't. And even my friends who are last name Jones, they ain't trying to keep up with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Do you. That's the motto. So anyway. Hey y'all. Wow, I apologize for the technical discrepancy. You see this little white thing coming up? That's me trying to block the sun on my phone because damn thing overheats so damn quick. I swear, it gets on my nerves with that. Like, it's a bright sunny day. I have this little configuration where I put it on my dash so I can chat with y'all when I'm rolling. I'm gonna have to come up with something, some kind of little shield that I can set on my dash and keep it there. Because I'm so tired of it. I'm overheating. As much as this phone costs, I ought to be able to throw it into a fire, retrieve it, and it work forever. Take it to the bottom of the ocean and bring it back, and it still work forever. I'm so tired of these technological wonders they brag on every year when they bring them out, telling us how impenetrable they are, yet they are so weak. These phones, man, please. Anyway, what I was saying was, what I was talking about, I was saying I'm doing a, kind of a unofficial but still official review of Axel F, the new Beverly Hills Cop, well, not so new, but newish on Netflix with the legend Eddie Murphy playing Axel Foley, his amazing character from back in the 80s that I grew up on and a lot of folks my age loved. The first and second Beverly Hills Cop movies. We all love those movies. Those are classics. And this one is no different. I think it's, I don't know if I would call it a classic. I'd say they just stuck to the formula. And because of that, it's a win. It definitely, it has its own memorable moments, and the main plot twist being that he has a daughter that he had an estranged connection to and had become, not so relevant in her life. Not that he didn't want to be, but because he didn't play his cards right as a dad, and on and on and on. But he's trying to mend that relationship throughout the movie, and I'm in the last 20 minutes of it, still got to finish it, but I can tell where it's going. I know it's going to all work out. It's that kind of movie. It's not, those kind of movies never leave you on complete E. You're going to always have the upward good vibe about life in ending to those types of movies. So it's definitely, it's predictable. Like from the minute, the one thing that cracked me up about this, and this is not, let me help. Spoiler what? Like I said, I'm late to the party, so if you ain't seen it by now, then whatever. I gotta talk. But yeah, the moment you see the main villain come into the office at the police station, you knew who it was. This, like I said, they stick to the formula, and all of these movies always had a formula where it was kind of obvious who the villain was going to be. It's always this real overly pretentious yet friendly slickster. This guy that you could just tell, or a woman you could just tell, is going to be real problems later on. But when your hero meets him, they're all, hey, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. But nah, you ain't. Nah, ain't nothing good about you. Something about you is off. It never fails. It never fails. It's always like that. So it is that kind of movie. Like I say, it's very predictable, but overall, I enjoyed it. I mean, one thing I love that they kept with is they don't let you have to wait for the action. They kept it coming with the police car chases and other car chases. I mean, we even got a damn a ticket, a golf cart chase, a ticket thing. What do they call those things? The ticket people ride around on. Yeah, you got a chase with one of those. You got a garbage truck. You got a freaking, of course, his classic jacked up Bronco is in there. They could have gave him a fly Bronco. I thought that was kind of, I get it. He's on a budget. He's a cop coming to town for one thing. But there's a scene in the movie where he gets a night at a hotel that costs $940. I said, and he just says, I love Beverly Hills, and just grins. But he's paying it while he's grinning. I'm like, shit. Hell no. I'm like, yo, if he had them kind of pockets, why he riding around in a busted Bronco? I mean, I'm talking about this thing is rusty, crusty, looking horrible. Why he in that? When he got to town, he should, it's the land of the car rental. I mean, every town is, but, LA is big on that. So just get you a nice rental, man. There's enough ways to rent, too. You could have gotten him they could have shown him at the rental place being his usual slick self and weaving his way into a deal and get a lower note on the fee, on the rate per day or whatever, just because he's Axel Foley, just because he's got that gift of gab and can make anybody laugh or feel comforted and whatever, and they just start giving him stuff or letting him have access to things he ain't supposed to be involved in. He get in any door, out of any situation, and that's always the fun of it. That's what makes those movies classic, is no matter what the scenario, Axel gonna get up out that thing. He gonna get his way. He gonna figure out a way to make it work for him. The only thing that's his challenge, which I thought was great writing, is he can't pick the lock to his daughter's heart to win her from just being, his usual self. He's got to really humble himself to make an apology, and that's where the movie is leading towards the end, I know, and that's beautiful. I like that they, putting all that in there and making it a great. You got a great conflict. You got memorable characters you know and love. And you got new characters you learn to love or can appreciate. And like I say, they stuck with the formula all the way from the 80s to today. It just shows that some of those formulas don't have to be revised at all. They're going to work forever. It's classic movie making. It's the stuff that AI is building script writing tools off of. They're using all that to make up the next generation of movies, which in some ways is a farce, because it doesn't leave room for any new talent to think outside the box and do anything new. And I'm not one who, I totally don't agree with that. Nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new. There's nothing that hasn't been done. That's bullshit. It's just people are so narrow with what they've been fed that and anything that goes outside of what they've been fed is too much of a stretch for their brain. So it usually gets criticized. It gets recognized late. It's before its time. It's ahead of its time. And it's not appreciated for how great it is, which is the problem with everything in the arts right now. Not all, but a lot of things that when people complain, those be the issues. We need more pure creativity where people are really able to do something that's totally different, and people not be so, well, this doesn't remind me of anything I'm used to, so I don't like the way it tastes. It's not fast food like I'm used to. You're giving me an organic steak and organic vegetables and organic starch. I don't know. I don't like it. My taste buds are against it because it's too real. It's too different. It's something completely fresh. That's the problem. A lot of people ain't used to nothing fresh. So, yeah. again, it stuck with a formula, but it is the formula it created, so it's original. So it's not even biting something. I mean, yes, the format for a cop movie like Beverly Hills Cop did exist before Beverly Hills Cop, but not the way Eddie Murphy did it. Not with the comedic brilliance that Eddie brings to it, the absolute genius of Eddie as a comedian. He brought himself to it like he did with all his films, The Golden Child, Coming to America, the absolute opus of his career, in my opinion, the best movie he ever made, next to Boomerang. Because I could watch either one of those movies back to back all day, and not every day, but a lot. Once a year, I could watch each of them again, like the way you watch a Christmas movie when it's that time of year, and it wouldn't get on my nerves. I would laugh along. I would say the lines. I love those movies, you know, and that just speaks to the great writers that were involved with him and to his comedic genius as a writer and producer and how he put himself into his films and took genres that, like I say, were established, but what he brought to them made them their own unique thing. They're just those Eddie Murphy movies. So I really, I enjoy that about his work. And, Eddie's one of them people deserves, I mean, he's still getting his flowers here and there, but he deserves a hell of a lot more. He's an absolute freaking legend. I'm hoping that whenever this thing drops, they're supposed to be doing a film about George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, and he's playing him, which I know is going to be absolutely insane and hilarious. Hilarious and truthful and deep. It ain't going to necessarily be a comedy. I'm sure it's going to have plenty of comedic moments with the over-the-topness of George. But I'm looking forward to a serious, dramatic, a dramedy, so to speak, about his incredible life and the music and his struggles with addiction and all that stuff. I know he's gonna get into all that. They're gonna have to if they're gonna tell it right. So it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be deep, and I don't know when it's coming. I just remember years ago hearing that they're gonna do that. They could be filming right now. It could be done. Because by the time I heard about it, when I say years, and it's been a year. It may have been 2 years ago I heard that they were doing it. And then what I know about the movie business from being in it, it takes, for the average movie, give them a year, they got it edited, it's ready for the next year. If they say something's coming, at least give it a year to film, and the next year it should be out. Now, depending on how big the budget is and how much special effects and stuff like that is involved, it could be 2 years. And that's just a general tip y'all can add to your thoughts when you think about Marvel movies and DC movies and all that with all the special effects involved. But even that's starting to change and get faster because of, the technology just keeps growing. So who knows, right? I'm waiting on this damn order. They take it way longer than normal. I don't like this. I don't do this, y'all. See, that's another problem. Like I'm talking about the film biz, I was just on set for a couple of weeks. Had a great time generally. There's always tough moments working around human beings, You always have your off and on days and everything. But for the most part, it was on, it was popping. The rate was good. That's the main thing. I was getting used to that reality again, and just like that, it was over. But I knew when I started, it was only gonna last a couple of weeks. But now I'm going through a draw, y'all. Anybody who worked in the biz, you know how it feels. Like when you've been on set for a while, and then suddenly you back into regular civilian life, so to speak, because that's how it feels. I'm back out here with all the regulars. And and that's no offense to anybody who doesn't work in the biz. I'm just saying, it's different when you're in those types of things. It's totally different. Because you get used to, and you get kind of dependent on, how much money you're saving on your food, because you ain't got to cook. You don't have time. You can't cook. If you cooking, what? Who brings food to set when you got all that food to choose from? Even if they don't cook things exactly the way you would or whatever, you can find something to eat. So it's so much variety. You got a true buffet of options daily, breakfast, or as they'll say, lunch. Okay, but you'll have breakfast and lunch can be any time of day depending on when your call time was. But because of the way the days are set up in the long days, 12 to 14-hour days and stuff, even when you have a late start, let's say you have I think the latest start I had was a 3:30 call one time. A 3:30, before that a 3, before that a 2:30. But all the other days, it would be like in at 7, in at 8 or whatever, you know, early morning stuff. So you gotta get up early, and whatever time that is, you wanna be there at least an hour early so you can enjoy your meal without them, you know, blowing your ear up because you gotta be back on set. And you know what I mean about the ear if you've done PA work, production assistant in the AD department, assistant director department, you got the little earpiece to your walkie and it's like constant, or almost constant. So yeah, but I'm having them withdrawals, man. It's like, man, I want to be on set again. I want to get this, I want to get that other money. I want to keep networking. And now I'm back down here with this regular BS for these little rinky-dink ass rates for these corny ass courier situations. Golly, lady, you about ran the man over. Oh my gosh. This woman went to backing up. She damn near ran over the dude who was delivering. She all out the window. I'm so sorry, I almost killed you. Yeah, goofy. Y'all so fast. Slow the fuck down. It's still a parking lot. Now she's speeding through the parking lot. People stupid. People stupid. They stupid as hell. God damn. Oh my gosh. I'm already missing set, y'all. I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to go back ASAP. But we working on it. I'm putting some poles in the water. I'm trying to fish around and see who else is working. Because something else, I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, we do a component here at ONYXCON, one of our elements called the business, and that's why I talk about the ins and outs of the arts entertainment industries. Okay, the business of it all, the real business. And I can tell you from experience from being in the film biz, the intel I get from inside. And this is, I don't want to speak on anything I can't speak on. You know, non-disclosure agreements are very real. I will say, though, that there is, and this has been in the news. So like I say, nothing I'm about to say is, you know, controversy or anything. But you just may not have heard this. But after the strike, the major SAG-AFTRA strike, okay, that affected everything in a good way and a bad way. The bad of it is some people feel, and I've heard two perspectives on it. Some people feel that, you know, while certain blessings were given to those, you know, whatever their position was already, you know, directors, writers, top talent, etc. There's like a lot of major projects that have been greenlit, but then there's a lot of medium level projects that were greenlit, but now are struggling, and some of them have fallen off. So you got a situation where a lot of people are not working as much as they were working. Some people looking for work where they used to keep work. Like I'm talking about, they always was on a movie set, always on the show. They ain't gotta worry about that. The phone always ringing. You ain't gotta worry about the phone ringing. You booked up for the year. You know where you gonna be month to month to month. It ain't like that right now. And I'm talking about from Atlanta to LA. It is not like that right now. I talked to my friends in LA, they talking the same talk as me. I'm like, now that's different. Because usually people I know who work regular there, they really work regular. But no, it's over the whole industry right now. It's like, it's a drought. You know, there's not as many projects. So when there's not as many, you know, if you're lucky to get on, you're on the only things that's working. And everybody else out here waiting on the phone to ring, waiting on the email to buzz. It's not a game, y'all. It's serious. So, and then there's various levels of strikes still going on, or possibility of strikes. You know, this economy situation, it's real. And nobody's going to work for less money when prices are going up in certain industries, film particularly. Because we work too damn hard in that biz to be getting less than what it's worth for our time. You know, you get up in there and, like I say, you doing an average of 12. 12 is the minimum. Okay, your rate is always whatever over 12 usually. So you know you're going to spend half a day on set. And most of the time you going into the next day. You going past 12 a.m. So, and then you got slow, you know, you got light sleep. Some people, I heard people all over set talking about 3 hours and all this. I'm like, golly, I don't know how y'all do it. I got to get my 6. I have to get my 6.